Think back to the moment you handed over the keys for the first time. Not the keys you received, the keys you gave away. Maybe it was a dealer shaking your hand. Maybe it was a private seller on a Saturday morning. Maybe you signed a stack of paperwork so thick your wrist ached afterward. Whatever it was, you were proud. You drove home in something that felt like freedom. Now ask yourself, how much has that freedom cost you since? Because right now, while you're watching this video, Tesla is finishing production on a car that makes every vehicle you've ever owned look like a slow leak in your bank account. It's called the Model 2. It has a confirmed base price of $12,749. Not $30,000, not $22,000. $12,749. That's less than most people paid for their first used car in 1998. And it isn't some stripped-down penalty box with crank windows and no AC. It is the most technologically advanced vehicle Tesla has ever built at any price point. Production begins in Giga Texas in Q2 2026. First customer deliveries, August 2026. That's 8 months from right now. This video covers the 7 engineering breakthroughs inside the Model 2 that no mainstream car reviewer is talking about yet. By the time you finish watching, you'll understand why this car doesn't just compete, it ends the competition. But before we get to the breakthroughs, I need you to sit with something uncomfortable for a moment. The average American spends $9,400 per year on car ownership. That's insurance, fuel, maintenance, registration, depreciation, financing, all of it. $9,400 every year. Over a decade, that's $94,000. Let that number land. $94,000 spent on something that was worth less every single day you owned it. Think about a 2018 Honda Accord. Clean car, reliable, well-reviewed. You paid $27,000 for it new. Today, it's worth around $14,500. That's $12,500 in depreciation, and you haven't even counted a single tank of gas or oil change. That money didn't go anywhere. It evaporated. And the car isn't even done costing you. If you're 55 or older, you may buy 2 more vehicles in your lifetime. At current averages, that's another $40,000 to $60,000 gone before you ever take a final exit from the highway. Unless you make a different choice right now. The Tesla Model 2 is not just a cheaper car. It is built from the ground up to be the last car you ever need to buy. Not the last car you can afford, the last car you'll want. In the next 13 minutes, I'm going to walk you through 7 specific engineering breakthroughs that make this possible. Breakthrough number 6 is one Tesla designed with older drivers specifically in mind, and it solves a problem that has quietly terrified millions of people who don't even know they should be worried yet. Stay with me through all 7, because if you miss even one, you won't have the full picture, and this decision is too important to make with half the information. Breakthrough number 1, the skeleton. Tesla builds the Model 2 using aerospace-grade Giga Casting, a process that collapses what used to be 83 separate structural components into a single piece of die-cast aluminum. 83 parts, 1 cast, done in 80 to 90 seconds. At that rate, Giga Texas can produce 40 to 45 full chassis every hour. No welding seams, no stress points where 2 pieces meet, no places for rust to start or vibration to amplify. The structural battery pack is bonded directly into the floor, not sitting on top of it, not mounted beneath it, but fused into it. It becomes the load-bearing spine of the vehicle. For comparison, the Honda Civic has a torsional rigidity of around 24,000 Newton-meters per degree. The Toyota Corolla sits around 22,000. The Model 2 chassis tests at 31,400 Newton-meters per degree. That's 30% stiffer than anything in its class. What does that mean for you? It means this car doesn't creak, it doesn't flex, it doesn't develop rattles at 80,000 miles because the frame has started to fatigue. It is rock solid from day 1 to year 20. And in a front-end collision at 40 miles per hour, that single-piece cast absorbs and redistributes energy across the entire front section. No crumple zones punching into the firewall, no A-pillar folding into the cabin. It is the safest compact car structure ever built for under $15,000. Not close, not comparable, nothing else is in the conversation. Drop Safe Model 2 in the comments if that matters to you. Breakthrough number 2, the brain. If you've heard of Tesla's full self-driving software before and walked away skeptical, I understand. The early versions had problems: phantom braking, overcautious lane changes, decisions that made you grab the wheel and wonder what the car was thinking. FSD version 14.2.1, the version shipping with the Model 2, is not that software. The sensor stack includes a forward camera array with 250-meter range, 12 ultrasonic sensors, and a 360-degree radar system that processes 4 million data points per second. The onboard AI chip, Dojo 2D, runs inference at 1.8 petaflops. That's not a spec sheet boast. That's what it takes to do what this car does. 180,000 kilometers of real-world testing across Los Angeles, San Diego, and the Bay Area, some of the most chaotic, unpredictable driving environments in the world, with a 99.2% intervention-free completion rate. In other words, on 99 out of 100 real drives, the car handled everything without a human touching the wheel. Commuters in Southern California, dealing with the 405, the 101, stop and go from Torrance to downtown, are reporting that their drives feel genuinely relaxing, not tolerable, relaxing. Range is 320 miles on a single charge. DC fast charging takes the battery from 10% to 80% in 22 minutes. Highway cruising speed is 80 miles per hour, with noise levels inside the cabin measured at 58 decibels, quieter than most living rooms. You don't drive through traffic, you arrive. Breakthrough number 3, the doors. In 2024, Bloomberg published an investigation into Tesla door failures. They documented more than 140 cases of passengers being trapped inside vehicles when the electronic door release system malfunctioned because the only way out required power. Trapped in their own car. Think about who that affects most: elderly drivers, young children, anyone who doesn't have the hand strength, the reaction time, or the presence of mind to find a hidden cable release in a moment of panic. Tesla heard every single one of those complaints, and the Model 2 door system is their answer. Every door in the Model 2 includes a fully mechanical manual backup latch, independent of all electrical systems, no power required. Pull it with under 5 kilograms of force, roughly the grip strength of a 72-year-old woman with mild arthritis, and the door opens. A 10-year-old can do it. Tested across 10,000 simulated emergency scenarios, the mechanical backup achieved a 99.8% success rate under conditions including impact deformation, flooding, and zero electrical power. And in normal operation, the powered door still works as you'd expect, smooth, quiet, requiring almost no effort. This isn't a feature, this is Tesla proving they listened and building a car that saves lives because of it. Breakthrough number 4, what's underneath? Tesla partnered exclusively with Bridgestone for the Model 2's tire compound, and the rubber they developed together doesn't exist on any other car under $80,000. Graphene-infused tread, the same material that appears on track-focused sports cars, costing 5 to 7 times as much. It runs 18% cooler under sustained highway speed. Grip degrades 40% more slowly over the life of the tire. The tread pattern uses what's called a lotus leaf microstructure, microscopic ridges that cause water to bead and sheet off at contact, rather than forming a film between the rubber and the road. Hydroplaning risk drops significantly, even in heavy rain. The wheels themselves are covered by aerodynamic arrow pattern covers that reduce drag enough to add 20 to 30 miles of range per charge. And because they're sealed, they prevent the salt, moisture, and debris that causes wheel corrosion on conventional rims. You buy these tires once. You don't rotate them every 5,000 miles. You don't replace them at 40,000 miles. You install them and stop thinking about tires. That's the whole point. Breakthrough number 5. The ride. The Model 2 runs an AI-driven adaptive suspension system. Each damper adjusts independently every 10 milliseconds, 5 times faster than any air suspension system in production today. Here's what that means in real life. The car's forward cameras and road mapping constantly analyze the surface ahead. Before your front tire hits a pothole, the damper on that corner has already begun compensating. The wheel moves, the cabin doesn't. The Audi RS7 costs $118,000. The BMW 5 Series starts at $57,000. Both are benchmarked as class leaders in suspension comfort. In controlled ride quality testing, the Model 2 scores within 4% of the Audi and outperforms the BMW for $12,749. In highway mode, the suspension lowers the vehicle by 12 millimeters, reducing aerodynamic drag and road noise. Interior cabin noise at 70 miles per hour, 61 decibels, almost silent. If you've ever driven a long distance and arrived with a sore back, a stiff neck, and the vague sense that your car had been fighting you the whole way, this is what the alternative feels like. Breakthrough number 6. And if you're over 55, this one is specifically for you. The Model 2 has 200 sensors monitoring every critical system in real time. Battery temperature, motor torque balance, brake pad thickness, coolant flow, tire pressure variation, all of it, constantly. That data feeds a predictive AI that knows, not guesses, knows when a component is beginning to degrade before you'd ever notice a symptom. If your right front brake pad is going to need replacement in 3,000 miles, the car tells you 3,000 miles in advance. It schedules the service. It orders the part. Over-the-air software updates arrive via 5G and Starlink, whichever is faster at your location. Between 2020 and 2025, Tesla delivered over $2 billion in cost savings to its fleet through OTA updates alone, efficiency improvements, range optimization, braking recalibration, all delivered while the car sat in your driveway overnight. What you no longer pay for: oil changes, transmission fluid, spark plugs, timing belts, coolant flushes, air filters, emissions inspections. What you do pay for: tires, occasionally, wiper blades. That's essentially it. The average Model 2 owner is projected to save $1,200 per year in maintenance costs compared to a conventional vehicle. Over 10 years, that's $12,000 back in your pocket, almost the entire purchase price of the car. If you're tired of surprise repair bills, the $800 call from the shop you didn't see coming, this is the car that ends that. You drive it. It takes care of itself. Breakthrough number 7. The heart. Every conversation about electric cars eventually arrives here, the battery. And this is where the Model 2 does something that almost no one in the mainstream press is covering yet. Tesla is shipping 2 battery chemistries with the Model 2, sodium-ion in the standard trim and aluminum-ion in the long-range variant. Current lithium-ion batteries degrade meaningfully after 1,500 to 2,000 full charge cycles. Sodium-ion cells are rated for 4,500 cycles. Aluminum-ion, still in limited production but confirmed for Model 2 long range, has achieved 15,000 cycles in laboratory testing. 15,000 cycles. If you charge your car once a day, every day, lithium-ion gets you roughly 5 years before meaningful degradation, Sodium-ion gets you 12. Aluminum-ion, 45 years. At a more realistic charge frequency, every 2 or 3 days, aluminum-ion batteries last 90 years or more. Your grandchildren could inherit this car, not as a novelty, as a fully functional vehicle with a battery that still holds over 90% of original capacity. This is not planned obsolescence. Tesla has built the opposite of planned obsolescence. They built a car designed to outlive its owner. If you're buying your last car, this is it. Not because you're settling, because nothing that comes after it will be worth waiting for. Let's bring it together. The Tesla Model 2 at $12,749 gives you a one-piece aerospace chassis that's 30% stiffer than any competitor, FSD software with a 99.2% hands-free completion rate, mechanical door backups that any person at any age can operate, Bridgestone graphene tires that outlast conventional rubber by decades, AI suspension that rides within 4% of an $118,000 Audi, predictive self-maintenance that saves you $1,200 every single year, and battery chemistry rated for 45 to 90 years of real-world use. All of that for less than $13,000. Right now, you can walk onto a used car lot and spend $14,500 on a 2018 truck with 90,000 miles and no safety tech, no self-driving capability, and a maintenance schedule that will cost you another $10,000 over the next 5 years. Or you can be first in line for the vehicle that changes what car ownership even means. The order window opens in 2026. When Tesla drops the reservation link, it will move fast. The people who positioned themselves early got their Model 3 deliveries months before the waitlist hit a year. This will be larger. Drop Model 2 ready in the comments right now. Let me see who's already decided. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. The moment Tesla opens reservations, you'll be the first to know, and I'll have a full breakdown of which trim level is right for your situation. Next video, how the Model 2's unboxed manufacturing process is about to force every other automaker to either rebuild their entire factory infrastructure or exit the market entirely. That one goes live Thursday. Drive safe.